Welcome to Getting Started with WonderLogix Studio. In this episode, we are going to briefly cover the typical workflow used to build your projects. Let's get started. Typically, before working in WonderLogix, you'll have already completed 3 steps. First, you'll have already created a written process flow. Typically, this will accompany a PNID or other drawing, such as this drawing of a lubrication system. Next, you'll need to identify and list the main components or areas of components in your system. In this case, we have an oil pump, a flow switch, and an oil tank with a level transmitter. Now, components can be physical or logical components. In this example of a lubrication system, which happens to be the first example we'll build together in our Getting Started series, the oil pump and the flow switch are physical components. In WonderLogix, we can also represent a group of things, such as the oil tank itself, with its corresponding level transmitter as a logical component. That is, a component that can contain other components and logic. Doing so can help us to improve understandability of a system and process, and simplify both the design process and troubleshooting. And third, you'll have already described the intended logic, your process requirements. Such as in this case, there is a requirement to turn the pump off when the oil tank level falls below 20%. Next, let's look at the typical work steps used within WonderLogix Studio in order to create our project. First, you'll create your structure. You'll create your physical and logical components. Next, you'll create your interfaces. These will be the attributes you need for your components. We'll hook up inputs, outputs, and create parameters, properties, and state machines that relate to the components. And last, you'll create your logic. You'll connect the components and attributes using our patented logic editor, which helps you create the process control logic using English-based sentences. And that's it for our brief overview. Let's jump right into our first project together. Just click on the first video in Lesson 1 from our Getting Started page. See you there.